Okay, caller 1 wins courtside seats to tonight's game.
What? I won floor seats?
You did.
I've been calling for 13 months.
Wait, Chris?
Yes, I finally did it.
What are you gonna wear?
Men's Warehouse. They've got today's looks for any occasion, and I need to look like a celebrity.
Don't want to stick out.
Exactly. They've got Chill Flex by Kenneth Cole, Joseph Abood, and a tailor at every store for the perfect fit.
Congrats. You can stop calling now.
Not a chance.
Get any look for every occasion at Men's Warehouse. Love the way you look.
Picture this. A curve in the road. A change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. That's right. We've done all the work for you. All you have to do is listen. You could say that I'm band curious, and I like to describe myself that way because I'm curious about why people like the music that they like and why they like the artists that they like. And today is no different. Today, a new question will be answered. It will be answered. Why do Josh and Jamie like Temples? In the order of this, I can't remember how it went, but I put Jamie's name down first. So we're going to go to you first, Jamie. Talk to me about Temples and why you felt like we needed to talk about them today.
I think they're kind of like this awesome, dreamy yet poppy British rock band, which a lot of their songs are really nostalgic of, I think, almost early, I don't know if 80s is correct, but that's what it kind of reminds me of, that kind of more indie, hippie kind of music, but it's with the way their guitars sound to me and everything. But they're a really awesome band to just listen to and mellow out, kind of. So, yeah, nothing too intense, nothing, but they're still worth paying attention to at the same time. That also makes sense, I suppose.
It does. I get what you're saying. So what makes you say yes to this one, Josh? Because most of these are almost always presented by the both of you. But I feel like Jamie must have put this band forward and you said yeah. So talk to me about Temples.
Well, to get on the front foot, I don't think some of their stuff might sound like the early 80s, but certainly their early stuff for me sounds like late 60s type of music, just sort of updated.
Old.
But I saw them play in 2014 for my friend, and I suppose at that time, sort of the logical sort of comparison to this band, because they only had Sunstructures out at the time, was Tame Impala. Because it was pre-Currents Tame Impala. And I remember, like, half in jest, half serious, saying to my mate, oh, they're better than Tame Impala. And they were really taken aback because I knew how much they loved Tame Impala. But they were really good live. And I really loved that Sunstructures album. But, like, Jamie's definitely been pushing them more. The last few years I've sort of fallen off a bit, but after like listening to this album, listening to the band, and listening to their new album, I'm pleased to like hear that they've like sort of come back with a really strong record, which is good.
So, as is almost 100% of the case when I'm doing an episode with you two, this band was nowhere on my radar. I'd never heard of this one like at all. So I didn't know what to expect other than, there is a general vibe to a Josh and Jamie band. I think I said this last time, but they're like, maybe not always tonally or even necessarily sonically, but it will be likely vibey, which is funny because I think you just kind of disproved it talking about the next band we're going to do. But I 1,000%, I'm so glad that you guys both brought this up. Like, yeah, like I definitely, those first couple notes, first couple songs you hear, there's like, it's almost Beatles. Like it's like a modern, like what would happen if the Beatles came out now? You know what I mean? Like what would that sound like? It's very updated 60s. There is points where it's kind of 80s, but like...
Well, ignore my 80s because I also refer to hippies, and hippies weren't around in the 80s. So I just got my errors wrong.
But yes...
That's kind of like the Japanese soldier that didn't realize World War II ended and was just like living in the forest, like fighting for a war that was finished like 20 years before. That's the sort of hippie still around in the early 80s.
But like hippies, like for sure, like there's... like not quite psych rock, but like that same kind of thing, I definitely sussed that out. Like as I was listening just before I went on, like, the other stuff I'd kind of, noted, but noting like the almost psych rock, not glam, but like it's almost a marriage between psych and glam, but it's kind of jangly. Yeah, man, like it's vibey for sure, but it's also more musically not inclined. Like I'm trying to think of like the more
musicianship is good.
Yeah, well, it's like more structured, like more song like than like some of them are in when we're talking about vibey, it's like more atmospheric, like almost drony. Like this doesn't do that. Like it kind of lives within its song structure, and yeah, musicianship is good, but it's also like using a word like plain makes it seem like it's bad, but it's not overly complicated.
They define their sound kind of thing, so they know what their sound is, and they kind of play to their strengths.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not overly complicated, and it's, again, to me, simplicity is wonderful. Like I like a nice simplistic rock song every now and again. You know what I mean? And this band gave me that several times throughout the discography. So it wasn't too much of a discog here, Jamie. Like, and this got pushed off a little bit because they came out with something like right as we were getting ready to schedule. So talk to me like about picking your 20 for this. Like how were you going about it?
So my first focus was to try and not include the entire album of Sun Structures. Once I got over that, it was trying not to include the next album as well. So once I got over that, it was, getting all the tracks in as I normally do, and then trying to find where they sit and which ones are worth being in the 20. It was pretty difficult. I think I've cut out a lot of ones which I do really like, but compared to definitely the earlier stuff, it was very hard to keep it in. But then I heard the latest EP that they released, and although it wasn't a substantial discog or didn't have a substantial number of songs that got added on, there was one song that was, I guess, the showpiece for that EP that I was like, yes, I definitely want to have this in. And that's why I was really pushing, like, maybe if everything else is to that same quality as the track I really like from it, it could be worthwhile seeing what the EP comes out with. And I think it was still good to do so. But yeah, it was weird because I was listening to that latest song as well, and I was going, man, this sounds familiar but isn't. So yeah. And that's kind of like a lot of their songs as well. It's like, it sounds familiar, but it isn't the same.
Yeah.
So trying to put it together and trying to get a list of top tracks without having stuff that's just all the same kind of sound, because they have quite a they have one key sound, but then they do go in other directions. Trying to keep it a bit diverse, it's challenging for sure.
So, Josh, did you find it the same way? Like, were you leaning more towards the beginning and trying to even it out, or how did you go about it?
Oh, look, certainly. It's sort of, as I alluded to before as well, I sort of dropped off after the first two albums. But getting into this show was good because, you know, I found there's a lot of good tracks off Exotico. And originally when I was narrowing down my list or, you know, adding to my list, I was surprised to find that there were as many songs off Exotico than song structures. But in the end, like, as you'll find out, it's a pretty, like there's fairly equal representation. There's one album that I didn't enjoy as much as the others, but like three of the albums, like I found were pretty consistent in the quality. I will say, I waiting for the EP that got released recently didn't do much for me. That songs off that EP didn't make their way into this list, but you know, it was worth waiting for just in case.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah,
I'll speak to that point first, because it's come up. I did find one that I made room for. The rest of my list is relatively even, like about as even as you can get. You know, I think kind of to your guys' point, like Sun Structures, Volcano, those first two, like I had a lot through them first go. And then, you know, as you're coming around to start making cuts, like I don't know that I did it on purpose but like to your point, Josh, Exotico, like I found myself really attracted to a lot of the Exotico stuff. Like, I don't know if it was just a good enough evolution past Hot Motion that like I locked back in, or I mean, it could be as simple as that was when I was listening to that, I had more time to be able to kind of digest the whole album, as opposed to, you know, maybe when I listened to Hot Motion, I didn't have as much. But when I'm looking at my list here, it's even. It's just, I feel like, you know, Sun Structures, Volcano, Exotico, I felt myself drawn to those three. Whereas it feels like the tracks that made it out of Hot Motion just kind of like jumped out at me initially. And the other ones kind of got carved in. I don't know if I'm wording it correctly, but like, yeah, it's.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah. They were harder to find.
Mm-hmm.
In a good way. In a good way. They were harder to find. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like it never goes high with you two. Like, I feel like all three of us kind of like, there's a lot of twos, and you know, but the unanimous is never like a really high one. So how are you feeling about this one, Jamie? Do you think we get a lot through unanimously?
Yeah, it's always difficult. I've not won the final say once in all the shows we've done, and I think Josh has won most of them most of the time. So I think with this one, considering you've got an even split, and Josh, me kind of knowing Josh's taste on the band in general, I think I'll try going 5 for this one.
All right, I like that. Right down the middle. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, there's some songs that, like, in my own taste, just seem like obvious picks. I was going to choose 5, but I'll go one less than that just to be careful. I'll go 4.
All right. Well, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm gonna swing super positive. There's no reason behind it other than the fact that, as we all know at this point, I don't like the weight of the final say being on my shoulders. So I'm going to swing super heavy, and I'm gonna go 8.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, look, if I'm right, I'll accept the weight. That means we did really well, and I'll accept the weight of the final say. But 8 feels high, but I'm going with it because we deserve it. we deserve a little positivity, I feel. So
yeah, absolutely.
all right, so we're going to take a quick pause, and on the other side, we're going to play the game. It's the program, Jack.
When you want your spring break to feel like... and your kids' pool day to feel like... and your hotel bed to feel like... ooh, and room service to feel like... because at Hilton, hospitality feels like...
Your cabana's ready. Would you like fresh towels?
it matters where you stay. Book now at Hilton.com. Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Introducing Virtuo Up, the latest in a long line of innovation from Nespresso. It's innovation you can touch, sense, and taste in every single cup. With a 3-second start, easy open lever, and dedicated brew over ice button, it's even easier to enjoy your coffee your way. Sip for yourself. Shop Virtuo Up exclusively at Nespresso.com.
And with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. The three of us have combed through the Temple's discography and plucked out 20 songs that we're now going to match together in an attempt to get a top 10 starter kit for you, in case you are like me and never have given Temples the time of day, or even more specifically, have never even heard of them like I hadn't. I'm hesitant to do the thing, but I feel like doing the thing here really does the thing. Like, I feel like this song really does set the tone, and kind of, it speaks to like what we were talking about. It definitely has that Beatles vibe, like a refreshed, revitalized Beatles sound. So I'm going to start here right at the top. Shelter Song.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's a perfect song.
Hey, I feel like it really encapsulates everything we were talking about this band, like from the jump.
Yeah, it's got that, like, you know, that 60s guitar hippie sounding tune, and that's what really draws it. And the fact that it starts off with that so strongly in there, it's such a good track.
Yeah. All right.
It's that song, the guitar line at the start sort of reminds me of like the Byrds a little bit.
Yeah.
But like the verse is good, but then you get to the chorus, and for me, it's just as good as the chorus have written. They're like done that in their first album. It would be hard to live up to that.
Yeah.
Like as a songwriter.
What's funny is like, I talk about this with Linkin Park a lot. Like Linkin Park's first song is Paper Cut. And like, that's kind of the whole premise of the band. Like that's the milieu, and they did that first, and
yeah,
like they never get back there, and their discography is fine, the band is fine, but they never get back to what Paper Cut does. And it's an amazing thing, a wonderful thing, but it's also like, man, like that's some weight to put on a song, I feel like. But this song does it. It's fantastic.
It's not unlike you to go album 1, track 1.
No, not
but
at all.
This is definitely like the best like starting song for arguably their best album.
Yeah.
Still.
All right. We'll take it. And Jamie.
My top track that I think from all of theirs is also off their album Sun Structures, and that is Move with the Season.
Yep.
That's a yes from Josh, a no from me.
Oh. That's a shame. I think what I really like about this track is just that airy chorus that they have when they're going into the second line of, I guess, chorus vocals. But yeah, top track for me for sure.
Well, it's wonderfully moody. It's very epic. Like it sort of it moves slowly and rolls along, but it just keeps building and creates a great atmosphere. And then I love how it's sort of the instrumentation stops aside from the guitar and his voice, and then they have this big crescendo where he says, "Now your life has changed." And I think I said it to Jamie once. I'm like again, I'm going to use that comparison again, but I'm like, that moment there is like more Tame Impala than anything Tame Impala's done. it's like so Tame Impala, it's not funny. Yeah.
I will say this. I don't know where it got dropped off of my list, but as I was listening beforehand, as almost always happens to me, I got to this one. I was like, which song is this? Is this on my list? I look at my list, no, and I was like, well, what do I drop for it? And that was, a whole thing. Sometimes I'm willing to do that. Today I did not do the work to find room for it. So, all right, we take the 2 and we move on. Josh?
Well, while we're on the topic of great songs from Sun Structures, there are other albums. They're very good. But these songs stand out. For me, The Golden Throne is an obvious one.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, no.
Ah.
I like an obvious one. I like when I miss an obvious one, though. So that means
well, look,
easy.
My description of this song is probably not going to sell it anymore, but I remember hearing that sort of synth guitar hook at the start and thinking it was almost like comically spooky, like Scooby-Doo-ish. I don't know why it reminds me of Scooby-Doo, but that's like, it's not selling the song at all.
It's funny because I got the same kind of description of it. I've got the synth is excitingly chilling.
Nice.
Yeah, so exactly right. It's got a great atmosphere, but a great chorus, and like hints of "I just died in your arms tonight" as well. I don't know, like similar sort of vibe / chord progression or whatever. But for anyone that really likes this song, I'd really recommend. There's a wouldn't even call it a remix album, but like kind of a reimagining album of Sun Structures called Suns Restructured. That has a really good version of this song where it sort of builds the suspense and it sort of like shows like how well this song is layered, and the sort of eerie synths are like on display a bit more. It's a really good track to listen to, and it sort of makes you appreciate the songwriting of the band hearing it in that sort of different format.
Eerie synth. That just those 2 words together, that makes me so happy. All right. Let's put Sun Structures aside for a moment. I got more from it, but let's see if we can find something on Volcano here. How about Certainty?
Yep.
Oh, certainly.
Hey.
You know what's funny about that song, Justin? Well, it's not funny. I don't know why I said it was funny, because it's not. But I remember this was featured on the youth radio station Jabbo and I was on, and I remember hearing it and not thinking much of it initially, but it kept getting stuck in my head, and it like grew on me a lot. And then I realized I actually really liked it. Plus, any song that has parallelogram as a lyric. It makes it fit, as well as adding a synth line that sort of matches that melody at the same time. Like, it sort of cracks me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that really saxophone sounding synth, I guess, that goes throughout the verses. I think it kicks off from the second verse, specifically, but yeah, I just love how it adds to the song. It's like a cheeky little addition.
Hey, we brought up the word moody a lot already, and when somebody says moody, usually it kind of implies like, depressive more, but to me cheeky is moody too. Like, it's the opposite end of moody, like, but moody nonetheless. Like, moods are moods, man, I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, that song does have like a sort of fantastical sort of feel,
Yes.
like almost like manic feeling to it.
Yeah. All right. We got 2. That's a good start. Jamie.
So I'm just going to go down my list from top to bottom, and that has landed on another Volcano track, being Strange or Being Forgotten.
No.
Oh. I always hate when the first one goes to the bin. I always hate that feeling. It's like
That's a
So that
shame.
song did get forgotten.
yeah, I've let
And
you
it was
down.
strange.
Or it could be Strange.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Is it strange that it was forgotten? I don't know. All right.
Yeah, I would say yes, but
All right. Josh.
I think I'll go with my favorite song off Exotico,
Uh-oh.
and choose Gamma Rays.
Yes. Yes.
yes, I do have that one on my list too.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song, I don't know, like, for me, like, this was the first song I heard off that album. And it got me excited because I wasn't that enamored with Hot Motion. So to hear this, like, for me, it was like a real strong return to form.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great chorus, great synth. It's almost, I think, like the face of the album, facing track of the album, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It really draws you into that album as a whole.
Yeah. I feel like it's funny you used your favorite. I don't know that I would have said that, but now, like, reflecting back, this was one of the few songs that I knew was going to get in, like, when I heard it. Like, when I heard it on my first pass, I was like, well, this one's in. Like, so I think I'm right there with you. I think this was my favorite on Exotico, and it just didn't click until right now. So I don't know what that says about me. But there we go. All right. So there we go. Pushes us up to 3. All right. We're doing a lovely roundabout here. So I can go anywhere, can't I? I can go anywhere. How about I stay on Exotico with you? How about Oval Stones?
Yeah.
Hey.
That did not make my cut. It was in my first pass, but it did not make my 20.
Okay. We'll take the 2. 2s are good.
We'll say for that song, that's as poppy and simple as I've heard a Temple song.
That is
but
true.
For some reason, isn't a single.
That's weird.
Like, yeah, I don't understand that.
Maybe it's too poppy for me. I don't know.
Maybe.
That's probably why it's not on my list, on my final cut.
Maybe.
Yeah, but there's something like if Temple's a good songwriter, so like even if they're making their version of pop music, it's still more interesting than actual pop music because they're good songwriters. So I don't mind them trying things like that because for me it's just an interesting sort of detour.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely.
There is something to like a really good, like a really well written pop song. Like, you know, I don't want to sidestep too far here, but like when I think of Taylor Swift's 1989 or Lover, like those are perfect pop records filled with perfect pop songs. And whatever your thoughts on, you know, what they are, you know, in the atmosphere, in you know, but they're well written. They're really great pop songs. And there's just something about a really great pop song that, I mean, it's right there in the name. It's pop. It's bubblegum. Yeah, so, all right.
Well, I annoy the shit out of my girlfriend sometimes. Like a song like Hey Ya by Outkast will come up. And I'll be like, this is the best pop song of all time. And she'd be like, you say this every time this song comes on. I'm like, yeah, but like, it's so simple, but it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got all the layers. It's got everything you want in a pop song. It's got sing along. It's got everything. It's got everything. So it's up there. All right. So let's see. Oval Stones was me. So Jamie.
Well, this is a great segue. I'm going to put up The Mystery of Pop.
Yes, I got it.
I don't have that, unfortunately.
That's a mystery.
But I love how like feel good lucky this song is. It's just that synth that plays through at the start of all the verses is so good.
Mm. Right.
I had to disagree because the advertising is wrong. Like it's Mystery of Pop, but it's not as poppy as Oval Stone. So I can't vote for that in good conscience.
Hey,
Well, it was a mystery to them at the time.
Yeah.
This was before they wrote Oval Stone, so
Yeah, that's the mystery. They're like, how do we write the pop song?
They figured
How
it
do we
out.
reach the pop?
Yeah. They figured it out a couple albums later. All right, Josh.
You know, I spent like a few minutes potting this album, but I do really like the song "You're Either on Something" off Hot Motion.
Nope. Nope.
That sort of
I
sums
have
up the album.
oh no, I didn't have that one, but I did like when you were telling me about this a couple of weeks ago. I was like, yeah, I 100% understand. It was in my shortlist, just not my cut.
Well, that's the thing about that album. There's a lot of potential in it, but there's just moments that just make it not stand out as much as the other albums. Like even this song, like it's got a really nice sort of blissful vocal melody. It's very immediate. But then the lyrics are really annoying. But the hook is so catchy that I like overlook it. But it's like, I don't know. It's like I like 95% like the song, but then it still annoys me, and I feel like that sums up Hot Motion.
Yeah, Hot Motion was kind of like they realized how popular their first album was. They tried to recreate it, but just didn't quite hit the mark. And that's kind of what this song's almost like.
Well, I feel like they trying to recreate their first album would be a failure, no matter when they tried it, because it's just it's got a particular sound. But like the songcraft, like you could write those songs in many different guises and they'd still be great songs because like they're really well written.
Yeah. Well, I think this is my cue to try a Hot Motion song since the seal has been broken. A couple got through here. How about Monuments?
No, but that was on my like spares. A few under.
Not on mine, unfortunately.
Oy. All right. I hit the bin. It happened. And I knew it would happen eventually, but I was hoping for a couple more rounds. Okay. All right. Jamie?
All right, I'm going to go with the song that confused me the most recently because it came from their new EP, being Day of Conquest.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I knew Josh didn't have it because he said it didn't change anything, but when I heard the song, because it was the centerpiece for their upcoming EP, I heard it and I'm like, this sounds very, very familiar. And I went through, I'm like, I'm pretty certain it's one of their songs off Sun Structures, which has been, I guess, done up in a different, almost edgier and more hard-hitting way. But then I went through the entire album, like, I think it sounds like Sandance, but I don't think it does. And then I was like, listening to the lyrics, I'm like, hang on a minute, I'm pretty sure the lyrics are very similar to another song, and the lyrics are very similar to their song, I Want to Be Your Mirror. So I'm pretty sure it's like a weird mix recreation of those two songs in a way with new lyrics. But yeah, it's such an intriguing song to me for that reason, that it's kind of like this weird recreation, just like their Sun's restructured album is a weird recreation of their original album. This is like a weird recreation of their catalog of songs from Volcano and Sun Structures.
It's worth noting that the new EP is called Other Structures as well. So
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
it may have been obviously purposeful.
Yeah.
But
I'm not sure I'd call it what would you say, Jemo? I'm trying to remember the exact phrase he used. Like it, because this song, I was reading up about it. It was actually a demo from the Sun Structures album sessions, and they ran out of time to finish it properly. But for me, I'll let Temples make the comment here. Like, while the song's decent, I feel like if they really had a strong urge to get it out into the world, they would have recorded it in time for Sun Structures.
No, I agree, but I think it's the combination of it sounding like Sun Structures, but then also the fact that the lyrics are very reminiscent of Volcano, which is why like it got stuck in my head, and I played it so many times when I first heard it, so I'm like, it would be reminiscent of me not to put it in.
yeah.
Well, it just goes to show like the songwriting process for a lot of bands. Like ideas will be recycled or remembered, or even like without intending to, like popping up in other songs with lyrical content or even little parts of songs and melodies.
Yeah. All right. It gets a 2 though. It gets to live to see another day. We'll see where it ultimately lands, but it's got 2. Josh.
I'm gonna go for a song off Volcano that Jamie and I like both have a mutual appreciation for, and it's called "In My Pocket."
No.
Yes. Wait, did that end up in my trip? I'm pretty sure. Yes, I did. Yes. Sorry.
We'll take that too.
But it's a 2, which is wrong, but that's fine. We all make mistakes.
especially me.
I just remember when this come out, mate. The sort of acoustic nature of the start of it was sort of like refreshing, because like the only sort of like small negative I'd have about song structures, I'm gonna keep saying song structures now, was sometimes I thought the album was too perfect, if that made sense. Like there was no, like, I felt like every little melody or sound was like slaved over, and whereas In My Pocket is a bit more simple and just leading in with the acoustic guitar and not as much effects on the start of it. It was kind of like a change for them, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. And again, it's one of those like little cheeky songs that are fun to listen to.
I don't know where. I mean, I've got plenty to go to. I don't know which direction I want to go. Yeah, I'll go back to Exotico. How about Slow Days?
Yes, good choice.
Make my cut. Sorry. No.
All right. I think we just got out of New Trash Protocol. Yep. All right. And we still have 3. There's still like so much gameplay. We're sniffing around that fourth 3. All right. Jamie?
I'll put down, because I haven't really contributed anything from Exotico, so I'll contribute with Crystal Hall.
No.
Maybe
Well, I did my best.
maybe that's why.
I think what I really like about this is the guitar riff at the start. It's like when you're listening to the album, it really wakes you up, and then the drums come in, and yeah, your attention is placed onto the track. I think that's what made me pick it up.
All right. Josh.
I'm going to choose another song from Volcano, "Oh the Savior."
No.
One didn't make my list either, but it did make my initial cut.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't help me.
No, it doesn't.
In
But
the,
it's a
in the
solid
words
track.
in the words of Damien Albarn, doesn't help me.
All right. They have a lot of songs, and I didn't realize this. A lot of songs about air. Let's try one of those. How about Open Air?
No, sorry.
Not in my 20, unfortunately.
Okay.
But it is a good tune. It made my initial cut as well.
All right. Into the bin it goes. And Jamie.
All right. Well, we talk about it a lot, but we haven't actually named it. So I'm going to go with the song Sung Structures.
Yes.
That verse is as strong as any on the album. Like, it's so strong that the chorus for me sounds kind of underwhelming by comparison because it's so good. And I love that the bass work in the verse. Weird thing that reminded me of, but it sort of reminds me of the guitar line from Even Better Than the Real Thing by U2.
Yeah.
Listen to those songs next to each other. It's a weird comparison, but I think you'll probably sort of get that.
Just for clarity, that was a yes for you, Josh?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I just waffled without even saying yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
I assumed, but I just needed to make sure. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Huh. I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that at all on the first go. All right, there we are. 4.
Was that a 2 or 3?
That was
a 3. Nice.
Yeah, so we're at Josh's 4 with a good bit to go. Josh.
Well, I don't know if you guys will have this, but this is like, for mine, the best song off Volcano, and that's Born Into the Sunset.
No.
No, I don't have that one either, mate.
Get stuffed.
I mean, we're all finding the bin. All right. I think I already did that one. Yeah. How about I'll trot out another Hot Motion here. We got to find something off it, I think. The Howl.
I've got that one.
All right. I'm going to assume that Josh has nothing else from Hot Motion.
Nope.
Yeah. All right. We take the 2. It makes the conversation. Jamie.
All right. I'm going to go with the one where I don't know where it sits in their overall discography where they intended to put it, but it's on its own at the moment, and that's Paraphernalia.
Yeah, I got it.
Nah, sorry.
It's a weird track. I thought when they released it, it was going to be appearing on their album at the time. The upcoming album, I believe, was Exotico, but it didn't make it in that. It's just standing on its own, and it's such a catchy tune.
Yeah.
Well, I was listening to a podcast with the singer James Bagshaw just the other night. Just because I was looking online for Temple stuff, and he basically said that album come just after Hot Motion, and they had it ready, and it was the middle of COVID, and they gave the tracks to Sean Lennon, and he mixed it and produced it and whatever. And basically, they released that because it sounded good, it was there, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna actually have to start recording our next album now because we've got a bit of momentum. So it sort of came just after Hot Motion, but it's probably albeit I didn't have it, it's probably would have been a standout on Hot Motion, but it come just after the album sessions.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right, so paraphernalia was Jamie. So Josh.
I'm going to choose. I'll go back to Sun Structures. I've went away from it for a little bit. Gonna go with Colors to Life.
No.
That one has made the very end of my list.
Good. I love that. I don't know what it is. Like, there was one of Sunbeam's Sound Machine song that had a similar sounding synth, but I love this wind sounding synth in this song. Like, that's the only way I could describe it. And what I like about this song is like really sort of melancholic, but it's like energetic at the same time, which is a weird sort of mix.
Yeah, you can't help when you're listening to the drum beat of this to bop your head along to it.
I have to do that again. I mentioned Air songs, and I didn't even notice it until I was writing my list earlier today that they have several Air songs, and more than the two that I have on my list. So I already missed with Open Air. How about Liquid Air?
No, mate.
I don't have that one.
Oh my gosh, you guys don't like Air songs. Okay.
Well, I've got COVID, so
fair.
My body's rejecting air at the moment. The amount of times I've had to mute just to cough in the background.
That explains a lot.
7.
Turns out Jamo is actually poisoning me for not having paraphernalia as a kid.
It was the mystery of pop.
Yeah, it's very much a mystery. All right. So it is your turn, Jamie. And just for the record, I have 7 left. So I feel like we've got a good couple rounds left before we dump out.
What do I have? 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I'm going to go with one of my favorite tracks of Volcano, and that is I Want to Be Your Mirror.
No.
Nah, I don't have that one, mate. Unfortunately.
That's fine. I think I like this song for the same reason why I enjoyed Day of Conquest. And again, it was that idea that they had when they were writing that song that they must have planted in this one.
We are going to cover like all of those first 2 records, I think. I think it's all going to be somewhere in here. All right, Josh.
Well, let's stick with the first 2 records then. Test of Time.
No.
No.
Ooh. Into the bin. All right. What do I got left here? I think maybe this will be our last round, and then we'll dump out from here. How about Roman Godlike Man?
I've got that.
No, I don't have that, but I do like that song.
All right. Jamie's like, I just need one more, please.
I need to get the final say once, just once, and then I'll go and be optimistic and say 10 every other time.
20.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Roman Godlike Man gets 2, gets to hang around. All right, Jamie.
All right, this is going to be probably my best chance, I would think. I've been saving it for a while. It's my number 5 on my list, and that is Sanddance.
No.
Oh, when I said my best chance, I was like, oh, maybe they might have it, but I guess it's okay.
It's all right.
Just honestly, that song is named perfectly. It does really make me feel like I'm in like a barren sand area. Yeah, also known as a desert. So
Doesn't remind you of a cockfight?
no.
I'm glad.
A desert. All right. A cockfight in the desert. All right.
Ooh.
Josh.
This next song I'm choosing is called "How Would You Like to Go."
I don't have it, but it's a good track.
No, I don't have that one.
Oh, that's a pity. The way I described this was that the singer went to the pub for this song. He wasn't present at the recording. I don't know. For me, this is really dense, sort of almost proggish song by their standards. It's really it's psychedelic, but in a sort of different way to their usual sort of fare.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. I'm just gonna dump out here. I'll start at the top. How about "Keep in the Dark"?
No,
one on my
that is a
three.
decent song.
Yeah.
All right. How about "A Question Isn't Answered"?
I've got that.
I haven't, but that song's probably for me a no, just a victim of there being so many good songs off their album.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to Volcano. How about "All Join In"?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Did that one. How about title track "Hot Motion"?
Nope.
No.
Yeah. Also another Hot Motion. How about "Context"?
I've got that one.
Nope.
Hey.
No.
And I think this is about to be our last chance for Jamie to get the final say. It is off Exotico. It is "Fading Actor."
No.
Nope.
Oh, one of these days, I don't know what it is.
One time.
Yeah, this panel has never done a walk-off. And the feeling of a walk-off, I want you guys to feel at some point. It's a walk-off is so amazing. But so obviously there's more for the conversation, but Josh is gonna get the final say again with his 4.
There you go.
He's like prophetic.
Well, I was going to choose 5, and Jamo took it.
Yeah. All right. You can make this conversation harder, Jamie, with whatever you got left.
I've got one song left on my list, and it's "The Guesser."
Yeah. Sexy song, mate.
Yeah.
All right. So that's JMO done. I guess just for funsies, Josh, what do you got left?
Atomize and the Beam of Hot Motion. Cicada. Exotico and Time Is a Light.
Hmm.
Oh, you had quite a few in the end.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. I need to go over because I think we covered almost everything off of the first 2. What didn't?
Well, that makes it easy to remember.
So the only thing between all of us, the only 2 songs from Sun Structures that we didn't pick were "Mesmerize" and "Fragments Light." And the only song off Volcano that we didn't pick was "Celebration." So we covered almost the entirety of both of those records. All right. So we got 4 through unanimously. Shelter Song, Certainty, Gamma Rays, Sun Structures. We're already off to a good start. What do we got here? We've got 14 that we need to whittle down to technically 5 before we get to Josh's final say. So we've got Move With the Season, The Golden Throne, Oval Stones, Mystery of Pop, Day of Conquest, In My Pocket, Slow Days, The Howl, Paraphernalia, Colors to Life, Roman Godlike Man, A Question Isn't Answered, Context, The Guesser. Is there something sitting there, Jamie, that you really can't believe we didn't get through?
Rose of the Season.
Mm.
That it just seems like a given.
Okay. I was the odd man there, so like I said, I think that one was if I would have had like another couple hours. Actually, what's funny is we were initially going to record tomorrow, and if we recorded tomorrow, it probably would have made my list because I probably would have made time to put it in. So, what are you gonna do? So we'll take that one. same question to you, Josh. Is there one that you can't believe was a 2 and not a 3?
I hate to choose an album no one's heard before, but The Golden Throne of Song Structures.
All right. Boom. I'm with it. I was the odd man there. All right. So before we get any more, do we care about album representation? Because right now we've got 4 from Sun Structures, 1 from Exotico, and 1 from Volcano.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think we've got the same opinion. Their best is their first, and if people listen to their first and go, yes, I really want to listen to the rest of it, and then from there they take their journey through Temples, I think that's probably the best approach.
All right.
Well, yeah, and I think the songs we've got off Song Structures are the strongest. Now we can like go to their other albums, and it won't. It'll sort itself out.
Yeah.
So we discussed this when it came up. Oval Stones is poppy. Do we like that being included into the list, or do we think that disqualifies it?
I think it's an interesting song to put in that sort of shows their range in songwriting.
Yeah, but I guess if nothing else is too similar to it, it's like a misnomer.
Oh, it still sounds like Temples. It's just very single sounding for them.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, you don't have to agree to agree. Like you can put your foot down if you really think it doesn't belong, Jamie.
I wouldn't go to that as my next one to chuck in.
Okay, so we'll put it on pause then. Well, let me ask you this: instead of looking at the next one that you would put in, what's one that probably has seen better days and is just happy to be here, Jamie?
So what was the list again?
Did I ever do it? I don't remember.
You did. I never can remember.
That's okay. Just making sure. All right, so here's what we got left. Oval Stones, Mystery of Pop, Day of Conquest, In My Pocket, Slow Days, The Howl, Paraphernalia, Colors to Life, Roman Godlike Man, A Question Isn't Answered, Context, The Guesser.
Protein is now at Starbucks, and it's never tasted so good. You can add protein cold foam to your favorite drink or try one of our new protein lattes or matcha. Try it today at Starbucks.
I think Context probably can drop out of that list.
Yeah.
It was one of mine, and I think it's good, but I just don't think it's their top 10 good.
Yeah, I get it. Same question to you, Josh. Is there one that you feel like is kind of, it really stands no chance at this point?
Oh, look, because then I'd just be choosing a song that both of you have chosen and I haven't. I prefer not to do that at this stage. I prefer to argue for a song than arguing against something you guys like.
Well, let me do this because I think I know what you're going to say. My thought of dropping a song out was Day of Conquest at this point. Obviously, I enjoyed it enough to put on my list, but I feel like kind of to your point earlier, Jamie, I feel like they can get there on their own with whatever we build for them. I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the point of it now was that it was kind of an unfinished song, so it kind of lives in the same time frame. But I feel like we can get them to Day of Conquest with our 10 songs.
Yeah, I think they'll find it. It's not necessarily something we need to showcase.
Yeah.
But it's a really good track. It really does say a lot about their sound, but they'll find it. It's a little hidden gem for people to come across when they're doing a deep dive.
And hey, anybody who's listening to this heard 2 people on the panel go to bat for it. So that says something, I think. All right, so we've got 2 more out. Now let's, I guess, try to swing positive here. What
Would
do we
we
Go ahead.
would we put in Paraphernalia just because it sits on its own at the moment, but I think it's good enough to showcase itself. I mean, we could give it the same argument of people will come across it in a deep dive, but I really, really enjoy that track, and I think it's a good representation of kind of, especially after it's the fact that it's kind of life context, but it's didn't make that cut, but it would have been the best song in context. I think. Oh, sorry, Hot Motion.
Yeah.
The album. Yeah, I think that gives it a good reason to make the top 10.
What do you think, Josh?
Not against that song going in.
All right. Let's do that. Bump that up. That brings us up to 7. And is there one that you're looking at, Josh?
Well, as I said before, I thought Exotico, the album, was a good return to form. And I think as a result that one of Oval Stones or Slow Days should be in this list.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a good album, and I think it needs to be acknowledged for that.
Yeah. Do you lean a certain way, Jamie, between Oval Stones and Slow Days?
Oval Stones was in my first cut, so I probably would go that way.
All right.
But I mean, from that album, the ones that were also in my first cut that didn't get a mention was Afterlife and Time Is a Light. Those are the ones that missed out for me. Oval Stones was the lowest of those, according to the way I put it, but I didn't pay too much attention to the bottom, I guess. I mean, have we? Oh, we already got Gamma Rays. That's right, because that got unanimous. I don't know. Still not feeling super strong. Happy if we get to 9 and we're looking to put it off the bench.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Is there another song that you're looking at here at 8?
I really like In My Pocket. I think that's a cool track that could make the list.
All right. I'm the odd man there, so I'm an easy pushover. Now we're at number 9. So we were right back to Oval Stones versus Slow Days, I think.
Oh, so we've already got 9 in the list.
Well, we've got 8. So we need number 9, and then Josh has the final say. So.
Oh. I mean, okay, Josh, what song do you really think that isn't in the list already that you want to put in apart from Oval Stones?
From what I've written down, most of mine that I like are in the list. The ones that aren't Oval Stones or Slow Days are off Sun Structures. So, like, unless I was parachuting a song and completely ignoring you two, I'd rather just put in Oval Stones just because you're being so stubborn about it. I want it to go in just to be petty.
Well, then, if considering we're trying to get more representation of their albums, would we also consider then The Howl? Because you were the odd one out on that one, Josh.
I don't care for that track, but you know,
it would be
album representation's important.
Yeah, it'd be the only one.
Was your idol on something? Was that given a 2 or a 1?
Which one?
You're either on something.
I think that was 1. Yeah.
Okay, how about this, Justin? I'll use my final say on that song because that's a good point.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're either on something.
All right, so
because that's off Hot Motion.
If you're going to use that as your final say, then that opens.
Support that.
Yeah. That opens back out for number 9. So that if that kills The Howl, right? Does that take us right back to Oval Stones versus Slow Days?
Yeah, we'll put Oval Stones in then.
We broke them down.
I mean,
Josh.
Jamie and I both manipulated each other into doing the exact same thing.
Oh, okay. We got our 10. Here, let me write it down. Shelter Song, Certainty, Gamma Rays, Sun Structures, Move with the Season, The Golden Throne, Paraphernalia, In My Pocket, You're Either On Something, and Oval Stones rounds out our 10. I mean, it has to be Shelter Song, right? Like, I'm happy to hear you guys say anything else, but like, it has to be Shelter Song, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, I can't think of anything that's better to put as the number one. The only reason why I kind of am not super confident with it is because people who go to someone to listen to more are going to go to album 1, track 1. They're going to hear this again.
Yeah.
But it is solid. Like, you can't beat it. I can't, out of that list, I can't think of anything that would suit it better.
The only thing really in play for me was Gamma Rays, but like, I feel like, especially we had the Linkin Park conversation with Paper Cut. Like, I feel like this does everything we want it to do. And I mean, for the record, you guys, I didn't said this yet, but this is the first episode of 2025. So like we're setting the tone for the new year. And I think this does it. I think Shelter Song it is. Oh, I've got the,
well,
go ahead.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Like, Temples doesn't get any better than this, but that's not insulting the rest of the discography. Like,
Totally.
Doing this show has like reopened my eyes into like how good a band they are, and I actually really enjoy their latest album. But like, this song's just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, it's weighty to be under, but it's also, it speaks to the songwriting ability. So, all right, let's lock in Shelter Song, and then I'll run it down one last go. Doop. And Shelter Song is our number 1. Certainty, Gamma Rays, Sun Structures, Move with the Season, The Golden Throne, Paraphernalia, In My Pocket, You're Either On Something, and Oval Stones rounds out our 10. Let's let Shelter Song get a moment in the sun.
She left her room with a view. Take all the time that you want to. Make up your mind, where you go. Take me in time.
And my initial response was like Beatles, but like listening to it now, there's also Beach Boys there, which, you know, same, but not. same. But not. All right, we have done it. We have turned you on to Temples. You're very welcome for that. So check that out. The best way, if you want to come argue about one of these lists or you want to be on the show, the best way right now is coming through the Discord. Actually, if you go to the episode description, there's a link that's going to be there. You can click if you want to come play. So click that. Or come to the Discord. Come hang out in the Discord and have fun with us. That's a good time. Right now we're growing a tree and counting. Those things are happening. It's good times. There's also a Deprogram channel where you can come talk about episodes. There's a Finding Panelists where you can find people that want to talk about bands. And then there's a music league going on that unfortunately our Australian friends, like the timing on it was miserable, and our Australian friends got the hell beat out of them in the first go. So it was a sad and unfortunate turn of events, but this go around everybody seems to be able to participate. But there is a music league, and that's fun too. So all that's happening in the Legion of Stupid Discord, which you can search for, or you can directly ask me on Threads, Deprogram VA, or Instagram, same handle, or on Facebook. Actually, I think Facebook's the same thing, Deprogram VA. I'm not very often on Facebook, but I guess if you message the page, I'll get it. Shrug. The other places are a better way to reach me is what I'm getting at. Let's see. another way to get to the Discord is if you go to patreon.com/ohijustin. $1 a month gets you in the door. It gets you an automatic invite to our Discord server, and it gets you access to certain extra channels in our Discord server. So you can hit those up and come chat and, occasionally listen to stuff that happens in the Discord. As I mentioned, you also get deprogrammed before the rest of the world. You get the after the fact conversation that we're about to have. It comes immediately to the Patreon. The occasional Oh Hi Justin episode and other things will also be going to the Patreon. So check that out. That's that. We're a podcast, as I mentioned, so subscribing, rating, commenting, all that is super helpful. If you do it on Spotify, I can actually write back to you. So that would be helpful. And if you're going to do that, please give us a 5-star review. Anything like that helps us be found in the algorithm. So if you enjoy the show, that's super helpful. Same thing with Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review. Be super helpful. Would mean the world to me. Other ways you can help is by sharing, because sharing is caring. And the absolute best way is by telling somebody that you listen to the show. Hey, I listen to Deprogrammed. You should too. And that I would never be able to thank you enough if you would do that to you, your friends, your enemies, whomever. Mike Bigley, tell him that you listen to the show. How about that? And with that, Temples, learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.